Good morning. It is May 28th, 2020, Thursday. I should say Thursday, May 28th, 2020, and it is day 26 of Flippin Live. Today we're going to talk about where the three options that I use to resell books and how to figure out which one makes more sense between Amazon FBA, Amazon FBM or fulfilled by merchant fulfilled, and eBay. So let's get started.
Flippin' live, flippin' live, flippin' live, flippin' live, flippin' live. We're gonna strive, we're here to learn and gonna earn. Flippin' live, flippin' live, flippin' live, we're flippin' live.
Good morning to everybody watching. This is Flippin' Live. We've been going live every morning for almost 4 weeks now. We're on day 26, and during these very strange quarantine times, decided to go live every morning, or at least started 26 days ago, and we're approaching a month now. So just talking about reselling and trying to have some fun here every morning at 7 a.m. Pacific time. So today I wanted to talk about, I want to say good morning to everybody watching live and hello to everybody watching in the future. We've been talking about reselling on Amazon this week, kind of sticking to that as a topic, and sticking to books also. I wanted to stick to books because I started with books when it comes to reselling online, and I also started with books, reselling them through FBA or Fulfilled by Amazon program back in 2014, and I slowly started to diversify and resell through merchant fulfilled and then eventually through eBay and even locally. But I want to focus on books because that's where I started, and also because books are really great way to start reselling, because as of the many reasons that I mentioned throughout this week on a couple of the videos, is that books are pretty plentiful. You can find them in a lot of different locations. They're usually inexpensive, and they're not complicated. CDs, DVDs, video games, records can be a little more complicated, so to speak, because there's a little more to them. With a book, it's just that. It's a book, right? There's nothing more to it. It's just paper with some ink on it and a cover. So it's pretty straightforward. Once you get good at books, you can move into other types of media, I recommend. So I want to talk about the three main places that I sell online, which is FBA, Merchant Fulfilled, and eBay. And when it comes to books, you kind of have to get pretty good at figuring out, over time, you get pretty good at figuring out which marketplace makes more sense for it. Just by looking at the books, first of all, but then, of course, using the data that you can get through any one of the apps that you can use, scanning apps. Unfortunately for eBay, they do have their own app and you can scan a book, but it doesn't have the kind of data that Amazon has. Like, there's no sales rank, there's no sales history charts. You can look at the last sold items the last 9 months or 3 months with your phone, and on your computer in the last year with Terapeak if you have a store. But aside from that, there's not much other information. You can just look at what's currently being available, or what's currently available for sale, and what has sold, and that's about it. So that's the thing about Amazon. Amazon allows you to tap into a lot of data, which helps you then decide whether it's worth even looking up on eBay as well. So I certainly sell a lot more books through Amazon than I do on eBay, but I have gotten better at finding the right kind of books for eBay. And now that I'm going back more into books like I did in the beginning of this reselling adventure, I am coming across more books that make more sense to sell on eBay as well. Uh, so what I wanted to do is I wanted to go through some books that I have accumulated. These books that I have here, I've got a stack of books. These are actually from uh, about 5 tubs full that I bought in early March before the quarantine for just $20. And I just went through them yesterday and scanned all the ones that were, well, scanned them all, looked them all up on Amazon and found, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 11, 12, 13. 13 books to sell on Amazon, two merchant fulfilled, and the rest FBA. Then I found 2 to sell on eBay as well. So I basically, well, anyway, it doesn't matter. So I've gotten to the point to where now I'm going to start going through all these books that I've accumulated over the past, few weeks, except for this one, which is from quite a while ago. Excuse me. And so I thought these would be a good example to go through. I can show you my scanning app on my phone so you can see the data that I see and then the thought process that I go through as I see the information and decide where to sell these. So, and you can, people that are here watching this live can definitely participate, and tell me what you think. But also, there is no, right answer to decide where to sell an item. But I'm going to give you my 2 cents and what I am going to do. You might disagree, which is totally fine. I might say I want to sell this on FBA, and you might say no, I want to sell it on merchant fulfilled or whatever, or vice versa. So which is fine. That's how you run your business. Whatever's more comfortable for you, whatever you think that makes more sense for your individual situation, because everybody's different. Some people, prefer to send everything FBA if they can. Some prefer to do merchant fulfilled. Some like to mix it up. Some like to do a lot of eBay. So it just depends. But some of these books might not make sense on eBay. But anyway, also the thinking that I have before I jump into specific examples is I would rather sell more books FBA than merchant fulfilled on eBay in general, just because I would rather, my thinking is I would rather just ship them in and not have to deal with them anymore and let Amazon deal with storing, shipping, and anything else, and get them out of my life, basically. I would prefer that, but often what happens is that the data shows me that it makes more sense to sell on merchant fulfilled, and then sometimes more sense to do eBay. Sometimes it just doesn't make any sense for me to try to sell it on Amazon at all, and eBay makes a lot more sense, and that's fine. But I would rather, send most of them, which is what ends up happening with a lot of the books. Most of them to, I'm talking about books I can sell for a profit individually online. I'm excluding lots here. I'm just talking about individual books. Most of them are going to end up going to FBA anyway. A little bit to merchant fulfilled, and then a little bit to eBay. But those few that make more sense on merchant fulfilled or eBay, you kind of have to understand, what that thought process is like and why I do it, and then decide for yourself why you might do that as well. So yeah, I mean, I'd rather have 80% of them go to FBA so that once I ship them off to a warehouse, they're out of my sight, out of my mind. And then once they go live, I just start seeing sales immediately and then slowly over time. So, and I build up that backside semi-passive income, which is the power of FBA. Once they're out of your hands, the 2 main things you have to deal with are repricing and disposing of the books, deciding when to either have a book returned to you for 50 cents or have it disposed of by Amazon, so they take possession of it for 15 cents. So those are the 2 big ones, right? Disposing of your items and repricing once they're out of your hands. There's other little things that pop up, like a customer might actually message you, but that's the bigger inventory you have, the more that likely that's going to happen, but it doesn't happen very often. So anyway, so I would rather send most of my books and my items online for sale to FBA. But, if it doesn't make sense then I still want to make money off of it, then I'll do merchant fulfilled or eBay. But just for individual sale. Of course, for me personally, I'm building up my local monthly warehouse sale, so I can sell books individually there as well. But online, just talking about online, yeah, I'd prefer FBA, but only if it makes sense. So I've got a variety of books here. Actually, some of them there actually are some fiction books. Usually, a lot of them are nonfiction, but there is some fiction here as well. So we can show the variety. A lot of books that I've resold over the years, most of them have been nonfiction of all different types. But there are some fiction ones that sneak in there and don't always bypass fiction, because you can make some money off of that. So yeah, I think that's all that I can think of off the top of my head right now. So here's the first one, called Alan and Naomi, a novel. And remember, these are books that I bought. I bought a big lot for $20. Picked those up in March. So I scanned this one. And if you're not familiar with this app, this is, it says reject, but this is Scoutly, which used to be FBA Scan, which is one of the more popular, reselling apps. There's also Scout IQ, which came out a few years ago and became really popular as well. But this one has served me well, and this I pay $10 a month basically for. So now, as you can see, so a couple things here. So this will show the amount of merchant fulfilled offers, used merchant fulfilled. See, there's 11 there. And then the other one next to it is used FBA. See, there's 2. And then the new FBA. So that would be, usually that's just Amazon. Occasionally there's other resellers, but usually it's Amazon. This happens to be Amazon at $14.95. And then the other new merchant fulfilled offers. Jeez, my throat. So interestingly with this, which I thought would be interesting to talk about is, first of all, there's also sales rank. There's the first rank is the current rank, and the second one, you can see 966,000 / 844,000. So the first one is the current sales rank, where the current sales rank is, which is 966,000, and the next one is the rolling 12-month rank. Yes. So that is that 844,000. So that's just an average over the past year. Both of those are good, because the first one tells me, okay, that the rank is just under 1 million, which is fine for a book. It's a slower seller, but it is selling pretty often. Just not like a book that's, a very low ranked book, but that's still worth reselling. And then the second one tells me that, the rank average over 12 months means that it's, selling pretty consistently. And then the sales count is the rolling 6-month, amount of sales over the last 6 months. And then if you click on Keepa down below, which you have to have a subscription to be able to see the sales rank. If you look at the 3-month rolling period, it shows that there have been come on, guys. Sorry, I'm trying to clear the screen here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There have been 7. You can see the green line on the top. 7 dips means there's been 7 in the last 6 months, or 3 months. Whoops, sorry. So you can get a little closer look to see that. Now, the interesting thing about this is the used FBA. So when you click on the top here, it'll show you the used FBA offers. So there's one for $10.47, $12.84, and then Amazon $14.95, right? But the interesting thing is, when you look at the merchant fulfilled, they're actually matching. It's actually risen up to match the lowest FBA offer, which might be that the FBA offer dropped to match the lowest. The lowest merchant fulfilled offer. But either way, they're about the same, 1046, 1047. So what that says to me is I can sell. So now look, if I click on here, if I highlight the FBA offer, right up here, the profit, it says $1.99 for FBA. See that? Now I can switch that to merchant fulfilled, and now I can go over merchant 1046, and the merchant fulfilled profit is 429. So it's a difference of a little over $2. So what would you do in this instance? Would you sell at FBA or merchant fulfilled? So what I would do is what I'm going to do is list it merchant fulfilled, because when I list it, it goes up live automatically. The price is already there. I understand there's a higher price. There's a higher FBA price here for $12.84, and then that would be that's even less profit though. Well, it's only like 20 cents less profit, but still than the 1046 at merchant fulfilled price. So what I'm going to do is just do merchant fulfilled, and then I can list it right away. It goes live, and then I have the potential to sell it. And this is one that is, it sells. What did I say? 7 sales in the last 3 months. So let's see, what is that? That's about two to 3 sales a month. It's going to vary, right? And there's only, the other thing that I like about this book is there's only 11, so 13, 13 used offers, right? So between merchant fulfilled and FBA, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. See, there's just not very many offers. Yeah. And that's the other great thing. If there were like 25, 30 merchant fulfilled offers and the price was still that high, I'd probably still list it merchant fulfilled. But regardless, it's better that there's less competition. That's always good. Whoops. So that's a good thing. So this one I'm going to list merchant fulfilled, and I'll list it for $6.37 plus shipping, which will come out to be right around that 1046 amount, because the shipping always varies. I don't really get that exactly, the shipping template and all that stuff. But anyway, that one I'll list merchant fulfilled, and we'll see what happens. And then this one here, this one is interesting, and that was a novel too. That was a fiction book, by the way. It's not nonfiction, so you definitely don't. So D, some people are asking questions. D, I will get back to that. Hang in there. Let me go through some books, and then I will answer your questions. So, yeah. So, there's this one. So look at this one here. The Road to Los Angeles. If you saw this in a stack, would you think it would be worth money? The Road to Los Angeles. I actually thought, turns out this is how it was actually printed, but it almost looks like, I don't know, like it's a unprofessional printing job, but that's the way the book looks. I know mine has a little bit of wear here on the cover, like it was in the sun or something. And there's some wear here, but it's still a good condition book. And it doesn't have, writing or underlining or any issues with the pages. So this one I had to look up. It has the ISBN here, but I had to look up with the ISBN and not scan it. Oh, actually, that's what I'm gonna have to do right now. Let me do that real quick so I can show you. When I saw this one on the pile, I thought, oh, that's not worth any money. But you just never know. You can hear that sound. Here it is, though. That is definitely worth reselling. And this is an example of the merchant fulfilled prices being right up there, close to where the Amazon price is. So if you click on here, it'll show that that's the only FBA offer is Amazon at $15.99. Now, merchant fulfilled is all the way up there. So it's $9.28 plus $3.99 shipping, which is $13.27. So for $13.27 merchant fulfilled, look at the profit, $6.67. Now, if I switch that to FBA and I were to send it in, so what was it? 667. Look at the difference. FBA profit is just a few pennies more, 5 cents more, 672. Hypothetically, I could try to sell it at $14.99, right? Let's say $14.99, and then there'd be more profit. It'd be $8.11. But you know what? For me, also, let's look at the data, right? There's only 19 offers, no FBA offers. The sales rank is really great. It's awesome. 50 sales in the last, what do you call it? 6 months. And then look at the average rank. It's 347,000. This one's selling constantly. You don't even need to look at Keepa, but just to show you, I'll just show you anyway. When you look at Keepa.com, and this is taking a while for some reason. Okay. Come on. There we go. When you look at Keepa, oh, jeez. Come on, guys. So you see the top there. Oops. Let me see if I can. The green here at the top. The green, there, it's better to see that way. The green line, there's lots of sales. It's dipping down a lot. You don't need to look at that though, because you can see the rank, where the rank is in the sales count, and you know that there's a lot of sales for this one. And this one I'm going to do merchant fulfilled for $13.27. Well, you know, the amount 9 something plus the shipping, but and some of you, watching this currently or in the future might say, well, just send it in FBA, just do it for a little more, $13.99, $14.50, whatever. And I could, part of my mind says just do that. And maybe I could, but I think I'll just list it merchant fulfilled and have it go up live quicker, and also well, I guess that's it, right? Just have it go live sooner than later. Just because listing it for making an extra buck off of it to send an FBA. I mean, I could, right? Just to get it out of my hair. And there are no FBA offers. So now I'm starting to think that maybe I should. But I think I'll just do merchant fulfilled for a little over $9 plus shipping, and still make almost $7 profit when it does sell. But I totally get if you're going to do that FBA. I get it. Makes sense. Now let me and that one too. I mean, this is a perfect example of why you should look up every book, unless it's a book you've looked up before and you're absolutely certain that you looked it up before and it's a waste of time, so you don't need to bother. But this one I've never seen before, but it's apparently popular. John Fonte, The Road to Los Angeles. I guess it's essays or something. But anyway, it's 50 sales in 6 months. That's a lot of sales. So this is a definitely a popular book, and one that's being sold a lot, or a lot of copies are being sold. So you just never know. That's why it's a good idea to look up just about every book. Of course, some, like I said, that you come across again and again, okay, that's a waste of time. Here's one. Now, if you saw this, would you think it was worth money? It's spiral bound. Look how small it is. A pocket guide to public speaking. Would you think it would be worth money? When I see these kind of weird ones, spiral bound, long, narrow book, public speaking, part of me feels like, oh, that's probably not worth the money. But then the other part of me is like, no. This could be worth some money. This is an oddball one. And then when you look it up, what you find out is it definitely worth reselling. Now, the question is, do you do merchant fulfilled, Amazon, or eBay? Well, this is definitely going to be Amazon. So look at this, 62 sales in 6 months, which is a lot. The rank is even lower than that other book. The average rank of the other book was over 300,000. This one now, 12-month rolling rank is 231,000, which is even lower. Remember, the lower the lower the sales rank, the more often the book is selling. And look at the current rank, 166,000. So we know that this is selling often. I mean, 62 sales in 6 months is a lot of sales. So let's see, what is it? 62 divided by 6. So that's that's easy math. It's about 10 sales, 10 to 11 sales a month. So we're talking about 2 or 3 sales a week of this book, which is very often. This is a great book to resell. So now, look how many merchant filled offers, a ton, there's 69. There's also a lot of FBA, 22. However, that's okay because this book is selling very often, very frequently. Now, interestingly, so you saw that there are 22, right? You see there are 22 used FBA offers. So when you click on that, look at the offers. There's no FBA new Amazon offer on this listing. Look at the huge jump. So someone decided with only 2 what do you call it? Feedback ratings. What are they called? Seller ratings. Decided to, in their brilliant infinite wisdom, decide to list it at $13.69 when the lowest was $17.99, which was actually $2 below the next one at $19.95. And then it starts jumping up to the 20s. So what I'm going to do is if I were to sell this FBA, which I am, I'm going to list it at $17.99 and just avoid that $13.69. Let that one sell off. That'll be the next sale probably for FBA. And then hopefully the price hopefully someone else doesn't jump on that lower price, but who knows? In between shipping it in and going live and everything, it could happen. But I'm going to leave it at $17.99, which is going to be over $10 profit. It's going to be $10.66 profit roughly for that. Now, why would you not sell it merchant fulfilled? Well, you could. However, the lowest merchant fulfilled price is $9.92, and the profit there is $3.83. So there's a big difference. Even if you sell it at $13.69 for FBA, the profit's $7. So it makes much more sense for me to resell this book as FBA than merchant fulfilled because the merchant fulfilled price is too low. If the FBA price was much lower, what often can happen though is new sellers or just Jensen Books can jump on there and decide they're going to sell it at $10, $11, and just drag the price down and bring some other sheep with them to drag the price down in general. What you'll see is often you'll see like this one $17.99 and then it drops down to $13, and then some other fun reseller comes on, either a big seller like Jensen or a new seller that doesn't know what they're doing, and then they match that $13.69, or they even undercut that one by $1 or $2. Then you have 2 prices, 2 offers below where all the other sane resellers are. So that means you have to wait for those 2 to sell if you want to have yours sell for more money, typically. So then you're either going to have to join them at the bottom or wait it out. This one sells so often that you might be able to wait it out. That's why I'm going to bypass that first one and see if I can get more money for it, even though it'll take a little longer to sell. And that's unfortunately the reality of reselling on Amazon, that in this example, it was a new seller with only two seller rankings. The Toledo Book Company, not much of a book company. They only have 2 rankings and they like to scrape the bottom of the barrel. But regardless, yeah, I agree. Brian says that price is too low, and I agree. Way too low, especially when everyone else is up higher. That's the thing. If you as an FBA seller, if FBA sellers together stay firm, stay together at a higher price, guess what? People will buy it at a higher price. Some will buy merchant fulfilled, but prime buyers who only buy prime, who only want to buy prime, who only ever buy prime, will buy your more expensive prime offer if they want the book within 2 days, free shipping, hassle-free returns, etc., etc. All the benefits of being a prime member. I think it's a majority of prime members, correct me if you've heard other data, but prime buyers rather on Amazon only buy Prime and hardly ever buy merchant fulfilled unless there's just no Prime offers. So, so this is a good example of one that makes a lot of sense for FBA, and that I will price a little higher. I could probably price at the 19 and change, but I'll do the 17.99, see what happens. And that one that's an interesting book, right? So look out for this one, A Pocket Guide to Public Speaking, spiral bound, tall, narrow book. Don't pass things up. If you see that, you're like, public. Who's gonna want that book, right? Don't pass books up. You gotta scan thousands of them to really understand what's worth reselling. So here's one. Here's another good example. So this one, let me see if this is all right. Oh, okay. The price has already changed. Okay, interesting. So there's this one, Wealth Beyond Wall Street by Brett Kitchen and Ethan Kapp. Sandals on the beach. The roadmap to wealth and independence with peace of mind. So if I were to see this, I would think, probably not worth it. Now, again, consider too, if you're paying $1 for this book, totally worth it, right? If you're paying $1 for this book, maybe not, and I'll show you. There might not. Well, what is it? Well. Oh, hold on. Yeah. If you're paying $1 for this book, it might not be worth it. But if you're getting it super cheap in a bulk buy, then like I'm going to resell this one online. So again, take that into consideration. I don't have here in the corner, in the top corner there, see where it says COGS? Right there. I have it as 0. So consider that too. You gotta, if you paid 50 cents, $1, $2 for the book, you want to put that in there as well. I didn't pay 0 for these books, but you know, nickels, dimes, whatever. It was very little. So I'm just leaving it at 0 for this example, and you can just plug in whatever numbers you have. So anyway, Wealth Beyond Wall Street. Now, this one sells pretty often. 48 sales in the last 6 months. 126,000 rank currently, which is great. And then the rolling 12-month rank is really good too, 395,000. There are a lot of merchant fulfilled offers. There are. However, it is selling pretty often. 48, you know, that's what, a little less than 10 a month or so. However, look at that low offer, 857. And when you highlight it, it says you'd only make 40 cents. But when you go in to look further, you see that once again, we have a seller. Who is that? Oh, look at our friend Jensen. Jensen Books, scraping the bottom of the barrel again. $8, man, there you go, $8.57. And then it jumps up to $11.55, $11.99, $12.47. So check this out. I actually put on, because I put on Post-its the price I want to list it on when I go to list. I put $10.99. Actually, you know what? No, that was me. Never mind. My point's moot. Actually, I might just list it at $11.55. So for $11.55, it would sell for $2.89. So I'm going to send it in at that price, FBA. Now it's only a couple bucks, but again, I got this in a bulk buy, and this one is unlikely to sell at my local sale. I could wait and get a bunch together and do a lot or something, but I'd rather just send it in, make a couple bucks off of it, keep it moving. I'm going to have to wait out the person at 857 to sell, and then I'll be next in line, assuming no one else goes down with Jensen and decides to visit the dregs of the barrel. Okay, so again, you know, some of these are not going to be that much profit in there, but when you add it up, it adds up to a decent amount of profit. And especially if you're doing bulk buys, whether it's Gaylords or whether you're just buying in bulk, getting donations, whatever it is. These are books that I'm going to resell online all day long. Okay, so there's this one, What Mad Pursuit, A Personal View of Scientific Discovery, Francis Crick. And this one, 37 sales last 6 months, 399, 472,000. So there's 39 offers at FBA or merchant fulfilled, and then there are 8 FBA. And there is an Amazon offer at $14.99. Again, guys, $14.99, and yet there's people. So then it goes. There's a like new offer for $12.95, $12.50. That's all great. Still great, $12.45, and then it drops down to $11.95, and then it drops down to $11.20. What are people doing? $10.99, $9.84, and $8.90. Why are people doing that? Why doesn't everyone just stick together? Why are we undercutting $1? Roaming the Truth undercuts Finders and Keepers by almost $1, and they both have a good condition book. He could have matched the $9.84. And it would have made more sense. So I'm gonna list it at $9.84, and the potential profit is $3.81. It doesn't make any sense to do it merchant fulfilled, because when you click on merchant fulfilled, you would make, with no cogs, of course, you'd make 51 cents. So it doesn't really make sense. And then this one, that was another nonfiction book. And now here's a fiction book, which, if you've been reselling for a while, you probably know Lolita, the newer version. This is a book that is read in schools. So this is one that is very popular, or sells a lot of copies online. Now, you want to see something fun? Look at the sales count. 185 sales. Do the math in 6 months. So what does that mean? It means it's selling a copy every day. It's probably selling more than a copy a day. And during back to school time, so in a few months, although we don't know, a lot of people apparently are going back to school, but they'll still buy it, read it from home. It'll be the rank will go even lower. And look where the rank is. The current rank is 3,724, and then the rolling 12-month average is 4,780. Craziness. If you only send in books that were ranked under 5,000, you wouldn't even be able to keep your inventory. You wouldn't even have an inventory. You would just fly through your books. If you could find tons of copies of books like these and just send them in, your books wouldn't even last in the warehouse. So anyway, so the lowest FBA offer is $10.98, and the profit is $3.96. Pretty nice. I love those. I love these books. Remember that the Amazon offer is $11.89. So because this book is sold so often, you can price really close to Amazon. So $11.89. There's only 4 FBA offers. Some people are pricing above Amazon because my assumption is they think that Amazon's going to run out, and I guess in some occasions they do. And sometimes people just buy the more expensive copy. Hi, Scully. Scully's here. I'm glad you guys are here. I'm just going to go over a couple more books, but yeah, Scully has read this book. He says, yeah, this is a classic by Vladimir Nabokov. Lynn is here. Hello, good morning to everybody here. D is here. Appreciate you guys watching. JD is asking a question. I'll get to that just in a second. JD, hang tight. Just go over a couple more books, and then we'll start chatting. So please stay and watch, and we will chat some. This is also the 50th anniversary edition, but I'm going to list this one at $11.22. So this will bring in a little over $4 profit. This is a beautiful book to resell. Awesome book. So look for these, Lolita. There's other ones, fiction books, classic fiction books that are sold in schools that are part of the curriculum that you can sell all day long. And I found hundreds and hundreds of them over the years. Here's another good one. This is this fiction? Oh, maybe no, it's not fiction. Anyway, this one is the Beekeepers Apprentice, Lori R. King. This one, woo! So this one here, look at the again how the sales count 163. It's flying out of the door, flying out the door. The Amazon offers $12.99. There's two people pricing above them. I guess they think that Amazon's going to run out. I did check. You can click on the photo there and look. This is the listing, $12.99. They're in stock. So quantity, they have a lot. So I don't know. Some people think, I guess, these sellers think that they're going to run out, I guess, or maybe they just don't understand how it works because that's a newer seller there. They've only got 3 seller ratings. The other one has 61, so they've been around, but they're pricing higher. But I'm going to price it just below the $12.99 and see how that goes. So the lowest merchant fulfilled is actually $9.97, which would be a profit of $3.87. However, if I sell it, I clicked on $12.40, then the profit's about $5. So I'm going to price it just a little bit below the $12.99 and sell it that way. But that's a great book too. I love the rank. Let me show you this one here, and then I'm going to show you. I'll show you one more for Amazon. Then I'll show you a couple that I'm going to sell on eBay as an example of why I would do that. So this one here is Nixon. Oh, geez. I don't know how to say. Okay, I don't know. The Christ of the Self-Made Man, Gary Wills, Agonists. So here is what it looks like. There's no FBA offers except for Amazon, $25, and then there's higher merchant fulfilled offers. The lowest is $13.84. So off of $13.84, you would make $6, which is awesome. You can do the merchant fulfilled offer, or, which is what I'm going to do, is I'm going to go for a higher amount for FBA. So if I send it in $19.94, just because it's right there, it would be $9.24. But if I bumped it up a little bit, let's say I went up to $21.49, I could sell it for $10.60, so a little bit higher. So because the FBA, the Amazon price is at $25 and there's no other FBA offers, I'm going to price it a little bit below that. Probably like $21 or so, and then I'll make a nice $10 profit. And this one too, when I looked at it, I thought, yeah, this probably is worth some money. I've never seen that one before. So when you look for that one as well, that's a nice one. And here is one. Actually does not go for good money on Amazon. The Complete Short Stories of Ernest Hemingway. Scully, I know Scully has a big book collection. He says, I have first edition Ian Fleming, Man with the Golden Gun. Awesome. Yeah, well, he's a collector. He's a reader. That's awesome. So it's the Finca Vigia edition. And it just looks cool, right? It's got a signature on the back. That's a great photo of Hemingway. I don't know if you guys have read Hemingway. I really love a lot of his books. The Old Man and the Sea is my favorite. He's Hemingway. And I've read about his life, and he's an amazing guy. So this one is, this one's from 1987. And this one actually on, let me show you. The Complete Short Stories of Ernest Hemingway, the Finca edition. Where is it? I gotta put hardcover. The Complete Short Stories of Ernest Hemingway, Finca edition hardcover. I hope it pops up. It's not popping up. But anyway, this is live video. Let me see if I can find it on here on Amazon. Ernest Hemingway complete. It's not popping up. Anyway, I looked it up on eBay, and this one, because it is a unique edition, it is makes more sense. Everyone 4,000 books. Yeah, you do. I know, that's awesome. Because it's like a special edition, this stands out to me more to be sold on Amazon or on eBay, which ended up being the case. And I'm going to list it for $14.99 or best offer. Here, actually, I don't know why I can't find. That's weird. So it does show that it is on Amazon, but there's a different cover. Here, let me show you the screen. See, it's showing a different cover. And this, the weird thing about this is this one doesn't even have, there's no ISBN in here. Because this one, let me click on here. This is worth selling on Amazon, but there's a, oh, there it is. You know what, guys? It's just that they have the wrong cover. See the cover here? Okay, so let me look up the ISBN or the ASIN. Sorry, guys, doing this on the fly. Maybe this will make more sense actually to sell on Amazon. So when we look it up, it sells quite a lot on Amazon. Look at that. Maybe this will make more sense on Amazon actually, because look at the prices. Whoopsie, my bad. Look at the new price. That's crazy. Is Amazon's not on this, so it starts to go up a crazy amount. But anyway, the lowest is $18.69. Good. Maybe I'll resell this on Amazon. My bad. I couldn't find it though. JD, yeah, no, these specifically were not donations. These were ones that I bought in March. About 5 those big tubs full, 4 tubs in a smaller box full for $20. So basically, it was almost free. I think I'm going to change this one up to actually sell it on Amazon for close to $20, $19. So that was my mistake. But you make mistakes and you learn. Now this one, however, Albions Seed, 4 British Folkways in America by David Hackett Fisher. This one's in rough shape, you can see, which is why I'm going to do eBay. This one I thought that would be better for eBay too, just by looking at it. And it turns out that it is. I'm going to list it on eBay for $15.99 or best offer. And let me see, what year is this one from? This is from 1989, Oxford University Press. Because it's in such rough shape with the dust cover, technically you can sell books without dust covers on Amazon, but this one is a little bit rough. More than a little bit, but at least it does have a dust cover. So I can take pictures of it on eBay, and it is selling on eBay, so it makes a little bit more sense. It's a bit older, not that old. It's not really like a vintage collectible type book, but mostly because of the condition of it. I'm just going to do it on eBay instead. Yeah. Here's another good one. The Rise of American Democracy, Jefferson to Lincoln. Sean Willents. Oops. And the good thing about this one too, look, it already has an FBA sticker. So you know that somebody sold it FBA. So there's a good chance that it's going to make sense reselling it again And I can't tell you how many times I've come across books that already have an old FBA sticker. Um, this is a great one. It doesn't sell that often like those other ones, but it does, because 16 sales in 6 months is good. 1.1 million rolling rank. And look at the discrepancy in price. So I'm going to do FBA on this one. Makes more sense. This one's a good money. This is a little bit of a longer tail sale, or book. All right. So, cool. Yeah, Scully. I wanted to share books that, the difference between reselling on Amazon and eBay and that type of thing for us resellers. So I appreciate you guys tuning in. D, are you still here, D? Let me know. Have I ever talked to a recycler about getting books? I have not, but I know that they can be a potential source. Lynn was here. JD says, if you are just starting out, do you have, here, I'm going to put it up here. If you are just starting out, do you have more problems selling merchant fulfilled due to lack of feedback? Or is this not a consideration in the decision? I don't think it matters, to be honest. Yeah, I don't think it matters. Just list a bunch of books or whatever you're selling, and eventually you'll start getting some feedback. And I don't think that'll affect you too much. I mean, it's the same with FBA. You can start with 0 feedback and still sell. So I'd just go for it. I wouldn't worry about it. Denise, hello, Denise. Denise said Amazon prices move a lot. They do. They absolutely do, which is why it's good to reprice either manually or have a repricer. But a lot of my FBA items, I don't really reprice that often, to be honest. And I do still, I get sales, and I probably should reprice more often. But, yeah. Oops. So anyway, yeah, the only thing worse than Jensen tanking the prices of the books is Amazon itself doing it unnecessarily. Yeah, absolutely. They'll come in with a used offer, or they'll do it with their new offer, and they'll just drop it significantly. That's always fun. Lag. What is the best way to track? Oh, I don't know. What is the best way to track inventory reduction? I don't really know what that means. By gross receipts for Sorry, I don't really know what that means. What do you mean by inventory reduction? Yeah, Old Man in the Sea is awesome. Hemingway's Son, but it's not all that valuable. Still nice to have. Okay, D Money asks, would you list a valuable book with the same ISBN but different cover art? Yes, I have done that before. It shouldn't be big of a deal, but what I would put, if you're doing it on Amazon, let's think about Amazon, you have to be careful because people don't necessarily read or pay attention. So if you want to be extra careful and it's a valuable book, I would take photos of it. Just put like a couple of photos of it on Amazon, which is really easy. It's like eBay, right? You can just upload them when you're doing the listing. And then in your condition notes, the first thing you should say is, sometimes you can put read in all caps, and you can say cover art does not match the photo, or cover art does not match the listing photo, something like that, or different cover art, and then you could explain it. Different cover art. This edition has an orange cover or whatever, but have the photo too. Probably just do that for if it's going to be more of a more valuable book, though. If it's a $12-15 book, but if it's a $50, $70, $100 book, then maybe you'd want to do that. Or at least if you don't want to do the photos, you can at least put in the condition notes explaining it. Should be fine. Shouldn't have a problem. There's always going to be somebody who might complain or whatever, but cover yourself by doing that. if you do the photos and the explanation in the condition notes. I have 5 Helen McInnes. Man, Scully's the man when it comes to having a book collection. Dude. She was Robert Ludlum's mentor. My wife would love for me to get rid of some of these books. Yeah, I hear that all the time because Scully, I'm running a Facebook ad for book donations in my area, and I have gotten like close to like 10 donations from different people, and a lot of them are like, yeah, I'm just trying to get rid of some books, clearing out the shelves, clearing out the garage. My spouse is on my back, that kind of thing. Can you see and compare conditions on the seller app? How much does this play? So JD, when you say, are you talking about, yeah, so like on my seller app, can you see and compare conditions on the seller app? Well, you can see, okay, good question. So yes, you can, because it has, here, let me find, let me do one that has more, see if this one has more, hold on. So when you click in, right next to you can see good, acceptable, very good, right? So you can see it. And even over here, it only shows one right here. See where it says 22 FBA used FBA offers? Well, there's one there that says $13.69 for good, so it doesn't show you the rest of them. But if you click through, we're on the number 22 there, the top of the column, it'll show you, and then you can see. So does it play a part in my? Yes, it does play a. It does. Yes, it does have to do with decision making of how I price it. I try to match the condition. So let's say a very good is $19.99, and there's a $18.99 good. And mine is good. I'll match the good. If it's just the $19.99 very good and I'm good, I might go $1 under. See, to me that makes sense, right? The better condition one should go for more money. Seems logical to me, right? But a lot of times what happens is people, the better value, sorry, the better condition book will match the lesser condition book, the one that's good. So the very good will come in and they'll just match the good. But then when someone comes along to buy it, I think, well, someone would buy the very good one, same price, better condition, right? I don't have data to back that up, but that's what makes sense to me. So I always match the, excuse me, everything else being equal, I always match the condition to condition. A lot of people don't follow that, but that's what I do. I recommend it. So this one, that's what I mean. So this one, that lower one, the price is too low. So I jump up to $17.99. It is acceptable. So, and then there's a very good $2 up. So I can do $18.99 in between there. And then someone comes along and they go, do I want an acceptable one for less money, a good one for a little more money, or very good one for a little bit more money, another $1? And then it's up to the buyer, right? So it would make sense to me that acceptable is way different than very good. Very good is excellent condition, right? It should be. Acceptable means there's a lot of wear. So it depends on, like Scully. If Scully wants something that's in at least very good condition for his collection, then they'll probably go with very good. But someone who doesn't care might just buy the acceptable one. But I want to tier it. I want to go price a little bit higher for a better copy, better condition copy, or lower for a less, for a not as good condition copy. Okay, D said, my county recycler for the general public doesn't have books. Is there some other type of recycler that specifically has books? I can't find any specific paper recyclers. So here's the thing, D. I didn't find my bulk source by calling a recycler. It was just somebody I found that had posted an ad in a local app that they had bulk books. But so I don't know. I don't have an answer to that, unfortunately. Usually recyclers in general recycle paper, but some don't. Some just do, bottles, like cans and aluminum and glass and things like that. But if you can't find any paper recyclers, then maybe you want to check out some thrift stores that might have extra stock. But unfortunately, I don't have a direct experience with calling recyclers or trying to find paper recyclers. I'm not sure where you live, but yeah, I don't know what to say about that. I mean, I know a lot of the thrift stores, the big thrift stores, they auction off books in Gaylords. Oh, no problem, Scully. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. Um, so I don't have, yeah, I don't know exactly, because I know that I remember being on the train years ago, going through downtown LA and going past a recycler and literally seeing in the back, excuse me, of their warehouse or whatever, where they had this big, space, just Gaylord after Gaylord of books. And I was like, whoa. So this is a thing that recyclers do have Gaylords of books. Um, it's tough. I mean, let me see. Looking near me, there is paper recycling and shredding specialists. See, some of those paper recyclers also might be, they also might be just like they go to your house, they go to your office and they shred your papers for you, your documents. So I don't know. But I would just keep looking on Craigslist, keep looking on Facebook Marketplace, look on OfferUp, look on Let Go. Well, maybe not Nextdoor, but look on all those places consistently daily and see if you can find any anybody offering bulk books or Gaylords. Because just the other day when I did a video about looking to local on Facebook Marketplace, I found somebody selling in Bakersfield, which is far from where I am. It's more in the central California, but selling Gaylords of books. I don't know what the quality was, but I just stumbled across that. So, and I know I do live in California where there are, it's a bigger population. So it depends on where you live as well. If you live in a highly populated area, then there's probably going to be more recyclers than if it's a smaller or a less populated area, I would say. So thank you guys for watching. We're at the end here. It's 8:05. I appreciate everybody that tuned in. We got some more people watching today. Went over a bunch of books and deciding which ones make sense to go FBA versus merchant fulfilled, and a couple of examples of eBay. This was fun. I like doing this. Maybe this should become a once in a while thing that we do here. One thing I did want to mention, which I'll talk about more probably in another episode, is that yesterday when yesterday I picked up a donation that was records and books, which was great. Their records are in great condition. And then I met with a woman whose mother actually owns a bookstore locally and is closing it down. And they're trying to get rid of all their books. It's a smaller bookstore, but they still have a lot of books. And so they're actually looking to get rid of them. And so they have over 2,000 books boxed up in a storage unit, which I made a deal to buy from her. In a few weeks, we're going to load up a truck and bring those to my warehouse. And in these convening weeks, I'll be dealing with all the current donations I have and being pretty ruthless about going through those. So these are books that I'm buying for super cheap, probably like less than 10 cents a book. I don't know exactly what they are. And she's not a bookseller. It was her mother and stepfather who were. But it's a bit of a blind buy. But these were, I believe, all donations over the years and ones that have not been put out for sale. So I don't know exactly what I'm going to get, but I think it's still a great opportunity. And I feel confident that there will be some valuable books in there. And I'll definitely make more than what I'm going to pay for them, but hopefully much, much more. And then she's got over 10,000 books in the bookstore, more like 12,000. So I'm thinking about, I'm going to visit the store at some point here soon and take a look at the books and see what there is. But that's a crazy opportunity that fell in my lap. And how did that opportunity fall in my lap? Well, it was because of, see you, Pat. Thank you for watching. It was because of the Facebook ads I've been running. So the video Facebook ad I've been running, that I'm still running, it's actually going to go until June 5th. And then I'll see if I'm going to keep doing it. I might have to just deal with what I have now and then put that on hold and start running it again. But anyway, because of that, a friend of their family saw it and said, I'm a friend of the family, and they have all these books, And so because of that, now I've gotten a connection with the daughter who I met with. It was really nice, and just looking to get rid of the books and close the bookstore down. So these kind of things can really fall in your lap, and you can go from, wow, I hope I find some books, to, wow, 12,000 books. And, sometimes when good things can just fall in your lap. And that's the power of advertising. That's why it can be worth it to invest the time and money into running an ad like I'm doing locally and trying to build up your name, and you become the book guy. Because now that they're going to close, there's really only 2 other bookstores that I'm aware of, used bookstores, anywhere. Like, I'm talking within a 10-15 mile radius. I'm not talking about thrift stores. I'm talking about actual bookstores. There's just nothing around. And so you can be, especially if you have that similar situation in your area, you can become the book person, even if you don't have a warehouse or an office or anything. You can still do that, but especially if you have a little space, a little space to work in. So anyway, thanks for tuning in, guys. That's just a little tidbit at the end, but talk more about that going forward. Appreciate you guys watching. I'm gonna play our song and get out of here.
Flippin' live, flippin' live, flippin' live, flippin' live, flippin' live. We're gonna strive, we're here to learn and gonna earn. Flippin' live, flippin' live, flippin' live, flippin' live.
Thanks to everybody for watching live, and for anybody watching this in the future. I really appreciate you watching the videos. I made a vlog yesterday, or I should say I shot the video, and now I just need to edit it. So I will be coming out with some pre-edited videos shortly. I'm focusing more on the vlog format of what's going on in my day-to-day life as a book and media reseller. And so those will be coming out. But I appreciate you watching the live stream, Flippin' Live. This was day 26, guys, day 26. The longer it goes, the tougher it gets to do, but I'm gonna keep pushing, and I enjoy it. I love it when more people show up and we talk and we chat, and I'm able to answer questions, and you guys offer your opinions, your experiences, your stories. It makes it much more enjoyable. That is the point of a live stream, is really trying to connect and trying to learn from each other, especially during these bizarre times when a lot of things are closed and a lot of us are at home and not able to live our normal lives. So again, guys, thank you for watching. As I always say, keep booking, and most importantly, guys, stay safe out there. Wash your hands, wear a face mask, stay away from people, be careful, just be very careful. And I will see you tomorrow at 7 a.m. And thanks for watching. Take care. Have a great, great day.